Have you ever had one of those moments where you just wake up with inspiration, where you have a new idea to do something and you just have to try it? On July 1st, I woke up with the inspiration to create a new board game. It's a Frankenstein of some of my favorite games. It incorporates elements of tabletop RPGs, resource management games, and map building. I don't have a name for this game yet. I don't even know how I would produce it. I don't know what it will look like. I know I have to create this game. So I'm challenging myself to create this game within 90-ish days and launch it on Kickstarter. If you want to come along with me on this journey, please follow, like, share, or just ignore. Either way, I'm doing this. To play? Then create your character. I'm Larry the Wise. Who are you?
Igor the Thunder.
Thunder.
Thunder!
Pick a goal card. What are we doing?
Mystery!
In the tavern.
Gonna roll for agility.
I'm going to explore. And it's already there. Armory! Fight, 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 fight!
1 hit point. Use the sword. Level 2.
Leveling up.
Level 2!
Get that bonus card.
4.
Upgrading the magic. We completed the portal. Now who's the big bad guy? Pick a card. It's TikTok. Hurry up.
There's
Evil King. We killed the big bad guy. Yay! Shirtless teenager boy in the background. So right now the main goal is to design this game. We're doing a lot of play testing. It's mainly me and my wife, but we might have some friends that are doing this. But every night we're playing the game and making as many little changes as we can to see how it works and improves the game. Well, a lot of things are probably going to change about this game as time goes on. There's really 3 things that I want to stay the same. First, I want it to be a cooperative game where everybody is playing together, doing their own individual tasks, but all towards one main goal that the team can accomplish. Second, I also want this to be something where it can be for 1 player all the way up to maybe 6 or 8 players. And last, I want this to be where the map, the game board is different every single time, where it's something where the game is constantly changing and you can try it in new and different ways. That's about it. I'm gonna go get some coffee because I gotta get to work. Hey there, I'm Greg, and I'm designing my own board game, but I've given myself 90 days to launch it on Kickstarter. Let's go! So today I thought I'd share with you one of the mechanics of this game. On each turn, you can either explore, move, or take an action. And the way you explore is you roll a 6-sided dice, and whatever number pops up, that's the number of the 6th side that you could pick. You start at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just discovered there, that there's the docks there. You just pull the next one from the pile. These would, of course, be nicely done and upside down. Let me know what you guys think. That's a great question. Right now, for each one of your turns, you can choose to do an exploration, you can move, or you can take an action. So explore, move, or action. And you can do it twice. So you can explore and move, or you can explore and explore. You can take an action and move. Get the idea with that. If you roll a dice for exploration and the number that corresponds to that piece on the tile is already discovered, well, you lost that part of your turn. But you could always roll to explore again to try to expose another piece on the map, or you could decide to take an action at that point. Hope that helps. So this morning I got up early because I'm going to try play testing the game by myself. One of the reasons you can play this by yourself is because there's a time limitation in the game. Right now we're using this cribbage board to keep track of how many turns that you've had. And you've got all the way up till here to beat the big bad guy. I'm whispering because my family is still asleep over there. The big question I'm asking myself right now, is 60 turns the right amount? Is it enough? Is it too much? Does there need to be actions or things that happen along as that? Just so many questions that you have to try to figure out with this. And I'm learning all this as we go. Hope you guys enjoyed today. Great question. Keep these coming, guys. Movement's totally free. You don't have to roll for it. As long as there's a space to move to, you can move, or you can move twice. You can move, take an action, move, explore, but ultimately you're not rolling to move. So the actions depend on where you are on the map. So for example, I happen to be playing a game right now. Every game starts in the tavern, and you can do these actions inside of the tavern. You pick your action, you roll, and you see if you succeed. For now, playtesting has all been about speed and being able to quickly change things. Therefore, I've been doing everything by hand, writing it down on post-it notes and cards. But as I'm proceeding to move forward, I'm wanting to make it more solid, and therefore I'm now starting to work on putting this all into an electronic format that hopefully I'll be able to share with others so they can test as well. For now, you can only move to tiles that are adjacent to each other on the map, but maybe later if I get a chance, I'll show you the features of the map, and there is one way to go from one side of the map to the other if you're able to explore and find these right tiles. One of the things that inspired me with this game was a video that I watched by Professor Dungeon Master on YouTube. I think his channel's Dungeon Craft. He talks about the different classes inside of a town, the working class, docks, nobility. So I'm modeling my map after that, to where as you explore, you can find other areas, but they're kind of connected. You have, in essence, your working class, and then the blue would be the nobility. As you explore, you get into the noble side, is you actually have to pick at one point where you're going to cross over, and you have to fight maybe a mini battle or something. I haven't figured out yet, but the idea is here is there's maybe a river that's disconnecting these two, or a big old wall with a gate that you have to go through. So there's only one way that you get across to be able to discover this side of the map. There's some more gold to be made, but also bigger challenges to come across, and also more fame to be had. That's actually my hopes with this game, is that you could go from single player all the way up to 6 players. I actually did a round the other day, play testing it by myself, and I gotta say it was kind of fun. I was able to do it between different calls and things I was doing in the day. I just kept moving the turns along and finished up the game. Yes, on both of those, but on the cards, the colors, yes, but also in the design, I want them different on both, because I have friends that are colorblind, and I see how frustrating it is for them when they're playing games that are all so color-based. So I want it to be design as well. It's Saturday night, and we're playtesting. What's your name?
I'm Hylik the Ancient.
I'm Cookie the Sweet.
And the Great!
And I'm Bobby the Butcher.
And there we go.
Get that money. Get that money. Get that money.
Fight,
Fight, fight, fight, fight.
fight, fight.
Yeah! We got our objective.
I'm
I'm going to the Wizard's Guild. I'm gonna buy my magic wand.
level up.
Fight, 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 fight. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Woohoo! Time to find out the big bad guys.
Alright.
Woo! Boom. Minion
Ogre.
2, Ogre. Minion 3, Troll. Minion 4, Dirt. Bad guy, big bad guy is an evil mage. Time to level up.
Do best on the boss.
It's final boss time. Kill him. Snake eyes, and we all died. The very first thing that you do in this game is you create your character. You come up with a fun, silly name, and I'm thinking about having a table that, for those that aren't as creative, can roll their own name. But as a character, you manage 4 resources. There's gold, and I'm stealing this from another game right now. There's fight tokens to gain experience. There's your health, and then there's also your fame. You use these resources to level up, do different tasks on different tiles. Ultimately, the main kind of goal of the game is you and your team prepping and getting ready to fight the big bad evil guy at the end of the game, all within the number of rounds that you have to do it in. One of the things that I'm doing in this game is combat. So as you explore the map, there are areas where you have to fight. And with those fights, I want it to be as simple as possible. And I'm curious, do you know of any games out there that have a simple combat mechanic where you're rolling 1 dice, hopefully a 6-sided dice, because I don't want to complicate it too much. And with that roll, you know whether you succeed or fail, and it also takes care of damage by doing that. I'm just curious. I'm trying to be inspired, see if you guys know anything. Leave a comment if you know of one. Thank you. Guys, I'm hiding in my closet right now because my wife's on a conference call in our office, but I think I figured out the combat mechanic. I've got to test it, but I'm pretty sure I think I figured it out, where it takes care in one roll of whether you succeed or fail and how much damage you do in that one roll, and then you could go back to the enemy doing the same thing, and I think it will work also with multiple players. So I don't know, more information to come, but it was just a moment of epiphany, and I felt like I needed to share that with you guys. Awesome. Cool. So here's today's update. 78 days left. I was super excited about that combat mechanic that I figured out yesterday, but when I play tested it, it didn't work the way I wanted, which bummed me out. But the more I kept messing with it, I think it got me towards where I want to be. Just learning that failure is not failure. Sometimes failure is the foundation to what you actually want to do. So I'm excited. I think I have a little more honed in how I'll actually do it. And every day we get closer to making this game a reality. If you want to help out some more with this too, I had some people ask me to start a Discord server, so I did. Go to diealonegames.com. So I just finished playtesting the new combat mechanic and figured out the final tweak while actually playing it. And if you want to go watch it live on Twitch, you'll actually see the aha moment that I had. But here's what it looks like. In normal combat, whenever you roll a 1 or 2, you will take damage. And when you roll a 3 or 4, it's a draw. And if you roll a 5 or 6, you hit the opponent. Whenever you go into advantage, so if you have a weapon that's better than theirs, 6, 5, and 4 are all hits, 3 is a draw, and 1 and 2 is damage. And then ultimately, if you're at disadvantage, they have a better weapon than you. 1, 2, and 3 is damage to you, 4 is a draw, 5 and 6 is a hit. It took me an entire week to figure this out, and it still needs tweaks, but this game's getting better every day, and it's so freaking exciting. So today I'm hanging out in my shop, and the goal for today is to do nothing, to rest. I've spent this entire week basically putting in almost 18-hour days between my day job, between my side hustle, and between also building this board game. And something I've learned over the years is, especially if you're creative or you're doing something creative, it's important to push, but it's also very, very important to rest. I was up till 1 o'clock trying to get a website up and going for this board game. And I kept running into problems and issues, and the reason was because I was tired. I didn't have the mental capacity to keep going. And that's what you need to learn. If you're trying to create something new, you need to have rest, so that way you have the mental capacity to be creative again. Hope you guys have a good week. I really need to trim up my beard. First, let me say thank you to everyone following. You guys have been so encouraging, and I'm just overwhelmed at times. I second wanted to reach out and see if anybody would be interested in helping me with one thing. I've got all these ideas, and majority of the rules are kind of done in my head to some extent. And I'm not good at necessarily sitting down and just dumping these out. I'm good at editing and writing whenever it's kind of there and I'm able to change it. But would somebody out there be interested if I just sent you a video walking through the explanation of the rules of you just taking my brain dump and putting it into words? Send me a DM or comment if you're interested. Good morning, all you beautiful TikTok people. I want to let you know that today I am going to be going live, being interviewed by Board Game TV out of the UK on YouTube. So I wanted to invite you guys to come watch. That's going to be at 3 p.m. my time, so that's 3 p.m. Central Time, which I think would be 4 p.m. East Coast, and then 1 p.m. on the West Coast, and wherever you are in the world at that time. If you want to watch it, you can come see, go to my website, diealonegames.com. Go to diealonegames.com, you'll come here, you'll see that's the website, and then that's the link right there. And while you're there, if you want to, you can go ahead and subscribe to know whenever we have updates as far as anything dealing with the game. I've had the question asked recently of me by a few different people, why 90 days? Typically game design is something that can take years, but generally it's not something you try to do in 90 days. And first, let me say, I know this is a huge task that I'm trying to take on, and there's a possibility I'll fail at it. But here's the thing, why not 90 days? If at the end of 90 days I haven't succeeded, I've at least accomplished something, and then I can fail forward. That this isn't the end of this is just the beginning. And so by sprinting, trying to get there, putting 90 days in, gives me something to accomplish. Which makes me ask the question, what can you do in 90 days? We're back in the closet again because my wife's on a call. I didn't answer that, did I? I was inspirational, but I didn't actually answer the question. 90 days as opposed to more or less, because in my mind, it gives you enough time to get something done, but not enough time to procrastinate. First, A huge shout out to those that said they could help me with starting to build out the rules based off videos, but a major shout out to time.os. I don't know if you want to share your real name, but I'm tagging you in this. Thank you. I want to show you what this guy's done. He took my crude rules or videos and has started typing them out. So we are closer to you guys being able to possibly play test or check this game out. The other thing that I started working on was this. I started building out the digital assets. I know this game is going to evolve so much once I can get it into your guys' hands and you can start giving me feedback of what to do with it, what you like, what you don't like. And so I'm working hard, I'm pushing hard on this so that way we can all enjoy this game together. Hopefully enjoy it together. So it's Saturday night, and you remember that combat mechanic I took an entire week to work on? Well, my wife just...
Broke it.
She broke it. And we are reverting all the way back to the original combat mechanic that my wife mentioned when we very first started playing the game, and I was like, no, that won't work. This is me publicly saying, I'm sorry. You're right.
That's right.
I was wrong. We'll show you more about it probably tomorrow after we finish playing the game.